Hello, YouTube. We wanted to come on tonight and thank you because of you. We reached 50 subscribers today and we are super excited. I know to many of you, you're like, oh, it's only 50, but here's the deal. Because of you, we can now go live anywhere in the world that we are. So that means the content we bring you just got a facelift. We can do it on out in the world, or we can do it here in the office. But however we want to do it, we can do it, and it's all thanks to you. And so before we get started, I wanted to say thank you for that because it was just awesome. So thank you for your subscription. Like, subscribe, ring that notification button so you know when we're going live every day. But I wanted to make sure you knew that before we got started. Without you, we couldn't have this freedom. So thank you. All right. Tonight, we're going to talk about You're an Overcomer. I got to tell you something. There's a lot going on in our world today. And it's not just here in the US, it's across the entire globe. And although everybody's problems are different, there's still problems. I think it's been 2 years now since Ukraine had their front door kicked in, and they are still fighting for their freedom. And everybody is standing back going, how can we help? Instead of just going in and helping them with like hands on, they stand back and they take a look and then approach. And over time, people convolute things, the memories change. And it's not that the history changes, it's that your recollection of how it began changes. You see, this is no different than what happens to you when you go through a hard time in your life. You can walk through something, and as time goes by, the longer you're in it, the longer you're away from it, what ends up happening is that your memory convolutes what happens. And so sometimes we see things and we think that they're worse than they actually were. So, one of the reasons we spend so much time talking about the Bible on this channel, because we're not a church channel, but we do work by biblical principles, is because if you know the Bible, then here's the thing: you can make different decisions. Now, I need you to understand something. You know what? I don't need you to understand something. You need you to understand something. And here's what you need you to understand: what churches and religious facilities tell you about the Bible is not necessarily what the Bible actually is about. And as long as you struggle with that, here's what happens: you sit back and you go, I don't really like this church thing. I'm not really I'm spiritual. I'm not really religious. I'm not. Here's the deal: if you're religious, you ain't serving Jesus. Because more times than not, oh, we already had this conversation, didn't we? Who killed Jesus? Religion did. If you will remember that it is these religious groups that put Jesus to death, you can start looking at the Bible differently. It's not about religion, y'all. It's about understanding who your Savior is and developing a relationship with Him, allowing Him to come and grab you and not fighting that voice inside that's pulling you. So, why is this all important to what we were talking about initially at the beginning of this video? Because as this world is getting darker, you need someone on your side. And there's no human who's going to be able to completely stand with you through anything that you're about to go through. So many of us live in this world knowing that we were meant for more. We know we were meant for more. And we live beneath our station. We sit back and we go, it's just not going to happen. I don't know. It's not working. I don't get it. What am I going to do? It's just not working. And nothing ever comes about. Well, the reason nothing is coming about, guys, isn't because you're not capable of doing it. It's because you're not stepping into an area that you know you're meant for. You struggle with how to do it. And so today, I want to talk to you about how. Because when you're sitting on that floor in a ball, crying your eyes out, and let's be real, it's not just females. Like people always like to say, oh, it's females who cry. Mm-mm. I know a number of men who roll up into a ball crying their eyes out. The difference is that they're not going to talk about it. You're not going to get them on the phone when they're a slobbering goop on the floor. They're going to go through it and they're going to be lost. And the one thing that they're going to know is that they have no one to call. So today, let's deal with that. Let's really talk about this because the one thing that is killing everybody is their unwillingness to drop that pride. Listen, y'all, it's pride. Do you really think that everybody doesn't go through pain? When you begin to grasp that you are already designed to win, when you really get that, not this head knowledge of it, oh no, I'm designed to win. Yeah, Nike came up with the slogan, just do it. Go through all the slogans. I hate all those little motivational posters, oh, perseverance, da, da, because the people who have those posters up are usually the people who don't believe it. They don't believe that everybody can be a success. They don't believe that people can persevere. But I'm sitting here as living proof that if you will take the time to learn, you will reach the goals in the place that you're trying to get to. It's a phenomenal thing. Listen, fear can only control you when you give it the space to do it. So we're going to go back to those biblical principles and I'm going to give you a clear understanding of what fear is. Because if you first understand that fear is a spirit, that makes sense why it can talk to you, why it can tell you you're not enough, why it can tell you you're not going to make it happen, what's wrong with you, why it can say these things to you and it stops you in your tracks. It's not necessarily because you're letting it. It is because you're not controlling the emotion that fear knows how to bring up. You see, when you control people through fear, the first thing you do is get them emotional. If those people don't know to grab a hold of that emotion, they're going to lose track and they're going to fly all over the place. Don't be one of those people. Rein in those emotions and hear me well. You were designed to win. And the first step in winning is learning how to rein in your emotions. No matter what it looks like, your eyes will deceive you because it will look at what it thinks it's seeing and not realize that what it thinks it's seeing isn't actually what it is. So listen, every day for the next 30 days, I'm going to be going live. Probably more in the morning because I'm trying to get my nights back, but every day for the next 30 days, I'll be going live. I want you to join me. I need you to like, subscribe, and click that notification button for me so that you will know every time we do go live and you can start seeing the pattern and the change that's going to happen in you when you actually take these principles and start applying them to your life. So your principle for tonight is rein in the emotions. I'll see you tomorrow.